This episode of The Excursion takes us through the canals, rapids, trails, and ninja-inspired rock walls of Augusta, Georgia. We're setting out on an amazing set of adventures along Georgia's picturesque eastern border. And if I succeed, I'm rewarded with a cruise along Augusta's historic canal. But if I fail, it's the crew that cruises in style. Let's get started. The world knows Augusta for golf, bringing people here annually from all around the globe to this southern gem of a town. Augusta is also home to Mr. Dynamite James Brown, the godfather of soul. The beautiful, wide Savannah River runs right along downtown Augusta, hugging Georgia's eastern border. In the 1780s, Augusta served as Georgia's second state capital and eventually became a destination for rich northerners seeking mild winter escapes in the south. Places like the historic Partridge Inn, a year-round luxury hotel that remains in operation and fittingly became our home base for this Augusta excursion. The Partridge Inn has been treating guests to a good night's rest since the early 1900s. In addition to beautifully furnished rooms, the Partridge delivers some of the best dishes in town at the PI Bar and Grill. And for some of the best views in town, head to the rooftop for a few drinks and a sunset breeze. Excursion Challenge number 1 takes us directly to the beautiful Savannah River with my local kayaking guide and a man of adventure, Cole Watkins of Cole Watkins Tours.
This company started from a business project at Augusta State University when I was a sophomore, and the project was to build a business from the ground up. And I was out here always taking my buddies out, and that's when I decided to put the plan together for the project. And next thing you know, I got an A on the project and decided to go ahead and do it reality. I started with 3 kayaks, and now we're up to 18.
When you're 60 years old, you'll retire with an A.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. The area is very pretty, and it's a great spot for beginners. Most of the entire area is flat water, but there's also some more spots that are for more adventurous paddlers. Above the head gates, we have an island called Stallings Island, which has a lot of history. There's wild donkeys and wild goats that are on the island, and we go up there and feed the donkeys. It's a great spot for people that want to get out and explore. And they also get a little bit of southern hospitality when they come down here and know that the people that they're renting kayaks from are going to take good care of them. We do offer kayak rentals like the other kayak vendors here in town, but our niche is that we will go on kayak guided tours with you. We show you different routes, different history, different animals, and the kayak growth, the popularity of the sport here is just skyrocketed every year. It just keeps going up. You cannot go anywhere in town and not see a kayak on the roof of someone's car or in the back of a pickup truck. I know we have the Augusta National here, but kayaking has really taken off, and it's up there as one of the top things to do here in Augusta, Georgia, for sure.
What you have here is variety. Cole brings you up close to the wildlife, but also the exciting rapids. We started with a couple of Class 1 and Class 2 rapids that warmed me up for my eventual challenge.
That's how you do it, folks.
But before we hit the final challenge rapid, Cole sent us on a little side retreat to the old Augusta Waterworks building.
This is pretty cool. He says it's a little like Gotham City. Kind of creepy, but kind of cool, right?
After a couple of hours on the cool, refreshing river water exploring the surprising and secret Savannah River amenities, it was time for the final challenge, bring on Class 3. A Class 3 over and around the rapids and rocks of the Savannah River.
Yeah! All right, pretty sweet. Class 3 rapid accomplished, challenge complete. On to the next part of the excursion.
But the rest of this excursion would at times push my physical limits. Coming up next, we hit the bike trails of Augusta and play superhero with an actual American Ninja warrior.
Oh, I've been walking, eyes open wide, and I've been looking at the brighter side. Traveled through the mountains, been to the sea. I've seen the city lights, and I believe life's pretty sweet, pretty sweet, pretty sweet. Like a Georgia peach, my Georgia peach. Life's pretty sweet.
said we wanna have a good time. Just got a lot of love in the room, you know we're gonna have a good time. Just got a lot of love in the room, I said we wanna have a good time. Just got a lot of love in the room, you know we wanna have a good time. Just got a lot of love in the room, I said we wanna have a good time.
All right, about to start day 2 of the Great Augusta Excursion, and I feel good, but I knew that I would.
Staying along the banks of the Augusta Canal, we meet Drew Jordan of Andy Jordan's Bicycle Warehouse.
Our store has been here since 1974. My dad and mom started it, and been trying to keep the family proud and keeping the tradition alive. We offer a wide range of mountain bikes, road bikes, bikes for just riding around with the family and kids. So we try to cater to just about anyone's needs when it comes to cycling. We're located in downtown Augusta, the heart of it, and we have this really cool mountain bike trail that we're going to check out today. That's the Augusta Canal single track trail, a little 3-mile loop. Offers a pretty wide variety of terrains, tight, twisty sections, ups and downs, and a lot of fun to ride. And then one of the challenges we're going to be doing today will be on the Stairway to Heaven, where we've got this little section of old railroad ties that line a hill that provide people a little bit of a challenge to ride up.
Stairway to Heaven. Now you're gonna give me a chance here because you're giving me 3 different options.
3 different options, 3 different options.
Okay, I guess we start with the middle guy here.
Yeah, so this is your classic cross-country mountain bike. So this is the type of weapon our fastest guys in town choose to ride on the course.
Now we got option B, and I may have a good chance. This is the fat tire, 4 inches wide.
Maximum traction, maximum control. I would have a hard time believing you couldn't make it up the Stairway to Heaven on this.
All right. So if it's called Stairway to Heaven going up, what's it called when you go down?
Stairway to Hell, I guess.
Here's the special one.
So this is the pedal assist bike.
Pedal assist, it's electric.
It's electric.
It's not like a motorcycle.
It's not like a motorcycle. It doesn't have a throttle on it. You still have to pedal the bike for the motor to engage. So if you've got one friend that's just super fit, very in shape, former pro racer or something, and you've got somebody that maybe rides once a week, if that, they can go ride together and have fun.
So me, the crew, Drew, and his crew all headed out on the Augusta Canal trails, which are a perfect mix of excitement and beauty. These tree-lined trails hug the canal shores and showcase plenty of historic sights and wildlife scenery. Now, we asked Drew to show off a few of his biking skills, and he more than delivered. What I quickly learned is that a trail version e-bike is one of the coolest inventions in recent history. After completing the Augusta Canal loop, Drew decided it was challenge time. 3 bikes, 3 chances to climb the Stairway to Heaven.
2, 1.
Very little suspension, low weight, very efficient, very snappy bike.
I think he's okay.
Are you okay? Yay!
Then we move on to fat tire.
Yep, fat tire, maximum traction, lots of rubber, almost 5 inches of rubber on the ground at all times, propelling you right up these things.
Okay, and the e-bike.
The grand finale would be the e-bikes. Front and rear suspension, 3-inch tires, and electrical assist.
2 out of 3 sounds like success to me. So it was time to bid adieu to Drew and his crew, move on to meet a ninja warrior known as Bree at Active Climbing in nearby Grovetown, Georgia.
We have things for kids, adults, and we start at beginner level and we go all the way up to advanced level climbing. We have bouldering, which is where you climb with no rope and you fall into a very squishy pad so you don't hurt yourself. We have top roping, where you actually hook into a harness and a rope and you have someone at the bottom pulling you up the wall, called your belayer.
And what's great about the excursion, we show people of all different levels. Me being beginner, this is an actual American Ninja Warrior. You were on the show. Tell me about that.
It was so much fun. I had never tried ninja stuff beforehand. I just did the rock climbing. I taught myself circus arts. So people were like, you should try out for American Ninja Warrior. And I was like, okay. And it was like the best experience of my life. I've just been wrapped up in it completely.
So you're gonna do some of these for me as well, right?
We're gonna try.
Okay. I see a fail coming up, at least for me, but maybe we can average our course experience.
I've tried to make it so that I think you can possibly finish it.
And then she saw me and was like, oh.
Get your hand covered in chalk, all right?
I knew my limits as a beginner, but my young sensei believed in me more than I believed in myself, beginning with Active Climbing's Boulder Challenge.
This is not gonna happen.
There you go. Get your left hand over to where your right is, and then move your right hand over one more, or up to that telephone, grab the phone, there you go. Grab up high. Perfect. Oh, come on.
Okay, wait, I'm not dead yet.
You're not dead yet. Don't give up. Don't give up. You gotta reevaluate it. It's like creative problem solving. You gotta come up with the best way that suits your body. Perfect.
I'm going down.
No, don't give up. You're so close to the end. Bring your right hand up. Right hand up. You got it? Ah, no!
Almost got it. Oh, goodness.
You wanna try one more easy one and then maybe move on to a top rope?
Yeah,
Okay.
of course.
Right foot up high, reach up to the finish. Woo! There you go! Nice!
Upside down. All right.
There you go. It's all good, I got you.
My left arm just had no strength.
My hands literally out of strength, a strange sensation to say the least. It was now time to move to Bree's specialty, the ninja course. And every good kohai must watch their sensei compete the challenge first. In other words, I had to rest.
Yes. To the rope. No, to the rock. She's going straight to the rock.
Sketchy pipes.
You see the spool. This is where most people over 40 get their injuries. This is the section where she thinks I may have trouble. But she makes it look easy. Awesome, and up the ladder. All right, she's on to the blueberries now. The blueberries are, again, someone with upper body strength. My left arm is toast. Oh, she makes the jump. Now she's moving on to the pole. And notice she smiles while doing this. You gotta latch the PVC pipe on to the next one. Trust your work and move on. And complete. Woo!
Choose the spider climb.
Spider climb, yes, forgot about that one. Always have the harness. Oh, goodness. Oh, goodness.
Top down.
Yeah! Oh, goodness.
And that is the course. All right. So you think you're ready for this?
No.
Really hard backwards.
My feet tapping the ground from time to time. I was amazed what a little friendly motivation could do to my spirit.
I've never felt more uncoordinated.
Nice. Yeah, grab with your hands. Come on. Not going to fall today.
I will not fall today. Much.
Not again.
Not again.
Come on, get closer. Get to the red tape where you're lined up with it and you should be able to reach. There you go. Now just lift your knees up over that wheel. So that's really good creative problem solving. All right, just not onto the ladder. Perfect.
Woo!
I count it. Yes.
Having fun, but feeling old and defeated, Bree still believed I had some gas in the tank.
True ninja style.
On to the spider climb.
Final stage of our ninja course here at Active Climbing. Can he do it?
In the first try, I slip, so I lose my shoes.
Should I do it barefoot?
Maybe.
Second attempt, I cramp bad.
Here's the problem when you get to be about 40. Cramps.
But Bree still had faith. One big exhale, and up and away I went, somehow making it to the top.
Yeah!
Nice! High five, yes! That's why we don't give up.
That's right. We're done. Mini reward time, folks, here on the rooftop of the Partridge Inn. This historic hotel is absolutely gorgeous, so no better way to do it than with a mint julep, right? Nice southern drink. Whoa, what is a julep?
Oh, I've been walking, eyes open wide, and I've been looking at the brighter side. Traveled through the mountains, been to the sea. I've seen the city lights, and I believe life's pretty sweet, pretty sweet, pretty sweet. Like a Georgia peach, my Georgia peach. Life's pretty sweet.
Kayaking, trail riding, and becoming a real ninja warrior courtesy Bree at Active Climbing has combined to make this Augusta Excursion one of the most intense to date. But one more challenge to go, so time to refuel. Located right in Augusta's historic downtown is the trendy and tasty Farmhouse Burger. Cooked any way you want it with almost any topping available, this burger joint delivers. And what's a burger without a boozy shake to top it off? Fueled and ready for more, the crew and I journey to nearby Appling, Georgia in Columbia County. And while the greater Augusta area may be known for golf, it's also the international epicenter for disc golf. Meet Zach Schaefer, manager of the International Professional Disc Golf Center, a destination created in partnership with the Columbia County CVB and Parks and Recreation that's home to some of the country's top disc golf courses and the Disc Golf Hall of Fame.
But you don't get to just disc golf here, you get to see the history of disc golf and learn about it while you're enjoying your day.
Let's talk about some of the highlights in the museum, starting with that pie dish.
So a lot of people aren't familiar with how Frisbee started, but it actually came from a Frisbee pie company. So the old metal tins that you would put your pie in and eat straight out of it, as soon as you're done eating, you just flip it over and it turns into a makeshift Frisbee. So the roots of it were actually developed back in the 1920s. The first documented was in British Columbia, Canada, and in the early 70s, Whammo developed the Frisbee, which is trademarked by the thumb tracks that are on it. And the game has developed ever since, and now we're seeing dozens of manufacturers creating hundreds of different styles of discs. And we've got everything from your putters to your wedges to your irons and drivers, but in disc form instead of club form.
And before the disc golf challenge begins, we had to warm up on the practice range. And trust me, it is different than just throwing a beach frisbee.
Backhand, this is the power grip.
Okay.
And that's gonna get you the most distance, the most snap and spin off of it. Some people do the fan grip, where they'll push their fingers down like that a little bit, which offers a little bit more control as far as the direction that it's gonna go in. There's also the forehand shot, where you can stack 2 fingers down like that.
Okay.
You can also
Ninja.
throw over the top shots. A lot of people that come from baseball or football, you can put a thumb in there and kind of throw it right over top, and it'll do a little corkscrew and come down.
Oh, the driver. I felt that with the driver there. Okay, go for it. Nice. Now it has to land in the basket?
It has to
or
land
just
in the
has to hit?
basket.
You had a challenge for me.
That's right.
Okay.
So we're going to step out on one of the hardest disc golf courses in Georgia, and you are going to get 2 throws for every lie, and I'll get 1 throw from every lie. And if you beat my score with 2 throws, then you win the challenge.
He's more confident than me, folks. The crew is happy.
Starting off with a par 4.
Oh, beauty.
Right there in the
All
middle of the
right.
fairway.
Yes, it didn't hit a tree. I'll take it. Nice.
And we're off, tossing through the trees and into the trees. Oh, throwing over ravines and, in my case, into ravines.
That is par.
That didn't work, darn it. I was off to a bad start. Even with my 2-throw advantage, Zach had a 2-stroke lead. But eventually, the stars aligned.
There it is.
I parred, and he double bogeyed,
I'm going to win a hole.
That's great form right there.
making it tied up for the final hole. All right, so we're tied up. What happened?
I fell apart on hole 3.
I got a secret weapon you may not have known about. I got a buddy, crew member, Craig. He's played. This guy's a champ. You may not have heard of him. It may not be in your museum, but I got secrets you don't have. Craig, take it away.
You've got a ringer, huh?
Yep.
Really not that good, honestly.
No, he was talking big. Big talking. He has his own set. Oh, yeah! Woo! 3 times further than I've thrown yet. Oh, the crew high five, whatever.
Yeah.
The goal was for that to happen. All right, yeah.
Great drive.
With a nice drive from Craig, Zach's game came back into form.
That was pretty good, too.
Somehow.
Holy cow.
I, in turn, fell apart mentally.
Get through.
Oh, and lost the hole by 2 strokes.
I get it. I get why this sport is catching on. And it's fun. It's that satisfying cling when it hits the basket and goes in.
Absolutely.
This has been awesome. Thank you so much, Zach.
Thank you very much for coming out.
I might not have the reward here. It's coming up. We'll see. It's up to the crew. No.
Oh, I've been walking, eyes open wide, and I've been looking at the brighter side. Traveled through the mountains, been to the sea. I've seen the city lights, and I believe life's pretty sweet, pretty sweet, pretty sweet. Like a Georgia peach, my Georgia peach. Life's pretty sweet.
Rapids, rock walls, disc golf dandies, and climbing the stairway to heaven. This Augusta excursion has been extreme, to say the least. So now it's time to head back downtown to the Augusta Canal Heritage Area, where a Petersburg Boat Canal cruise serves as host to our excursion reward.
Here at the Augusta Canal Discovery Center, you get a great orientation to the history of the canal, the impact it had on not just Augusta, but on Georgia, in fact, on the entire southeastern United States. So you'll see exhibits that are hands-on, you'll see our electric generation turbine stations. It's a great little interesting unknown slice of Southern history. We offer tours on the canal on something called Petersburg boats. Now, these are replica boats. They're like the old cargo boats, but they run on electricity that we actually make from the canal water. There's a live guide on board, and he or she is going to give you a nice narrated tour that gives you a history, points out the sites. We see a lot of interesting wildlife. Even though we're right here in the city of Augusta, you're going to see birds and fish, turtles, so children really enjoy that particularly. But you also learn a little touch of history and just get to take in the sights and sounds along the canal.
This bridge was originally a wooden bridge. It was called the High Bridge. It was rebuilt in 1914 with President Taft in attendance.
The boat itself had signs that made my future spelled out, and the crew made that perfectly clear. However, I was allowed to board as long as I did the heavy lifting and catered to their every need. So the crew gets the pleasure cruise while I keep them cozy. And as Augusta's own James Brown would say, they feel good. Augusta, Georgia excursion complete.